We're all feeling it, we're all wanting it, we are all itching for spring, but those friends of mine with green thumbs, I know you're especially anxious. My next guest gets it, and she is ready to help us make a planting plan. Horticulturist Sheriden Hansen with the USU Extension says a vegetable calendar can be a handy tool to help you work around the climate conditions where you live. Are we talking about it? Hands in the dirt?
We are. In fact, I'm so excited I can't even stand it anymore.
Here it comes.
Like,
hold on.
If I
Get ready, Carson.
If I
right
dress
there.
for spring, will it come? That's where I'm at with this year so far. So I'm inviting spring in today.
You're so cute.
No, really. No, it's time to start thinking about it, and it is going to start warming up, and we're going to get there.
What goes into this, Sheriden? What dictates the timing of what we plant when?
So it depends on our temperatures. So some crops can handle cooler season temperatures. Some plants can handle warmer season temperatures. And looking at the type of crop that we're planting, we can be a little earlier, we can be a little later. And of course, this changes depending on where you live. So southern Utah, northern Utah, Wasatch Back, all of those things play into it. So yeah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Let's start with the cool season crops. They come first. What fits under that category of cool season?
Yes, so things like broccoli, cabbages, carrots, peas, radishes, beets, you know, all of those things that you think Easter, spring, crunchy vegetables. That's what we're looking at.
If I'm in northern Utah, what's my go time?
So northern Utah go time is the 15th of March through the 15th of April. So we have a month. Now we're a little bit behind this year because our weather hasn't been
I was going to ask.
Quite right.
Yeah.
So you may have to adjust a little bit. And if you're on the Wasatch Back, you're going to be a little bit further behind that.
Southern
date.
Utah for the cool weather crops?
So southern Utah, our dates change a little bit. We're the 15th of February to about the 1st of March, somewhere in there. But again, adjust.
It's exciting to see it's even within reach. Like, this is a calendar page that isn't so far off in the future. You know what I mean? It's
right.
coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Warm season crops, what does that entail?
These are those rock stars of the garden. This is what we want to plant. This is why we plant a garden. So peppers, tomatoes, you know, the melons and cucumbers, squashes, all of that. That's what we wait for. So we're looking for northern Utah around Mother's Day. So May 15th is kind of our date along the Wasatch Front. Again, a few weeks behind for Wasatch Back. And if you're in southern Utah, we're around April 1st, somewhere in there.
There's one vegetable you say is an anomaly, and that's potatoes.
It is. So they put out growth on the top, right? And we heal them up, and you know, you're used to seeing that growth, and then the tubers are down underneath the ground. The tubers can handle a little bit cooler weather, but the top growth can't. So we can get them in the ground a little earlier than that May 15th planting date, or April 1st if you're in southern Utah, and then we can, you know, get the growth coming under the ground, and then hopefully they pop up when we're past the danger of frost. So potatoes are kind of a funky thing. And can I take you through how to plant?
Teach me all the things.
All right, so we've got all different kinds.
This might not shock anybody. I've never planted a potato.
We're gonna get you planting things, I promise. So there's different kinds. We've got, you know, different colors that you can see here. So, you know, there's reds, there's purples, we've got yellows, we have those bakers, the russets that you would get from Idaho. You kind of think of Idaho with those. So they come in this thing called a seed potato, but you can see it doesn't really look like a seed.
No.
It looks like a potato.
Right.
And so they have these things on them called eyes.
Like, this is what you plant?
This is what you plant.
Oh.
So the eyes are where we get growth. So you can kind of see that growth coming along here. What we want to do is we're going to cut these up. We're going to get more than one plant out of these. So I'm looking for 2 eyes, at least 2, and then I can cut.
This conversation about eyes makes me a little itchy.
Right? You're like, eyes.
Okay.
The potatoes have
eyes.
eyes.
2 eyes in each planting?
Oh, and see, this isn't a good one. So see, you can see this one's diseased. It has a problem. I would never put this one in the ground. So we would take that one to the side.
Why do I need 2 eyes?
So that's where that growth comes from. So all of that vine that comes up is going to come from those eyes. So we want to, just to give us a backup plan if one of them doesn't sprout.
We're playing the odds.
Right? Yeah, and then after we cut these, we're going to leave them on the counter overnight to callus. So these ones have been calloused. So they're not wet at all. They have kind of healed over.
Just overnight?
Just overnight. And then I can dig a nice little trench, a few inches down, plant my potatoes. And then as you start to see that vining growth pop up through the soil, we're going to mound on top of it and hill, because we want the roots to start growing off of those vines. They have these little hairs that create more roots on the vines. I know it's a lot.
Getting itchier and itchier.
Hair, there's eyes,
there's
all
people
kinds of
now.
things. Yes.
They're people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we want those tubers to form. So mounding and hilling will help those tubers form.
But not until I see a sprout.
Not until you see the sprout, and we want to leave a little bit above the soil line so it can photosynthesize, but we're going to just kind of mound up throughout the season.
Okay.
They'll usually flower sometime June, July, and then after that, they'll start to die back. You'll see the vines die back, and then it's time to dig potatoes and have the best potatoes you've ever had.
How fun to be able to pull that from your yard, your efforts, your work right to your dinner table. Are there different guidelines depending on the type of potato, or is it all pretty much potato?
It's all pretty much the same. So, you know, you're going to do the same process for fingerlings versus baking, all of that. Yes.
All right. Anything else we need to know? A wise one?
That's it. Just get excited for spring. It's coming.
It's so fun to feel the momentum, and you bring the energy and the cute accessories to help us feel excited. What's coming up at the Extension?
We've got tons of spring classes going on. So you can visit usubotanicalcenter.org. Check out our calendar, get signed up for classes. We're doing a vegetable class coming up, you know, a seed starting class if you need that green thumb kind of emphasized. We can help you with that.
We think we're excited here in Studio 5. I bet the USU Extension is off the charts.
We can't stand it.
They can't even sleep over there. Well, thank you for getting us excited and sharing some awesome information. We'll post this conversation for you on the Studio 5 website if you want to review those calendar graphics. I think super helpful as well. You'll see those on our social media pages. All of it accessed through studio5.ksl.com.